Welcome back to another ranked Maokai game. In this game we are playing with Yunara, and we are in Emerald 3, trying to make our way to Emerald 2. Putting a deep ward here. I think it was requested by my teammate, so that's why I did it. But usually I wouldn't. I mean, it does give good information for our team, just to be able to track their jungler much more easily. But normally I wouldn't do that, because it does delay or just give up vision control in lane. But not the biggest deal. Yunara put her trinket in the brush, which I don't really like because she put it in the brush that I will stand in, and they haven't pushed the wave in yet, so I feel like that was very premature. So they're gonna get level 2, that's why I'm just pinging her to back off here, so we can just chill. Just playing the long game. Playing for macro. In Emerald, I would say it's very, very important to play for objectives, play the macro game. And especially as with a champion like Maokai, where you have CC but you don't have damage, you really need to play the macro game. You can't be trying to do anything fancy mechanically. It's all about timing, using your abilities at the right time and making plays using that W flash. Lane is, in my opinion, as Maokai, an afterthought. Laning is really not important. It's all about just getting levels and making sure that they don't, like the enemy doesn't just get plates for free and so on. So Viego is topside, we can see that. So because of my trinket early, that gave Rengar that information to be able to invade. So hopefully he gets a kill here. It looks like he will. Their mid is missing. Nice. So he got first blood because I put that trinket down, so I guess that goes to show that it can really be valuable to put that trinket down. Using my relic stacks, taking quite a bit of damage. Bone plating has a relatively long cooldown. I think it's 55 seconds. But anyway, it is what it is. That's just the nature of playing as Maokai. Like, there really isn't much you can do. Just playing very patiently, as you can see. And I think that is the mindset you need when playing tanky supports in general, where you don't have damage, like Alistar and Maokai. You just have to kind of sit back and chill. Poppy is another example. Scion support, not very common, but still same principle, I would say. Like, when you're tanky and you don't have much damage, you just need to play the long game. Okay, so we see Viego, so let's go. Didn't get my Q off, but maybe on Rakan. Nice, I got the Q off on him. Oh, they're low. Nice, well played team, good reaction. Okay, that was not good. I didn't realize, I didn't pay enough attention there to see that Viego was there, but yeah, I should have walked the other way. Maybe I could have survived if I did. But anyway, I like how my teammates reacted to that. That was good. Boots and then winged moonplate for armor and a bit of extra mobility. Honestly, not sure about this build path. I kind of feel like going Swifties might be better, like getting that extra armor versus getting more mobility, you know, which is better. Is it preference? Probably is. So I might later go for Swifties instead of winged moonplates. When I say later, I mean like in future games, because I feel like Swifties is really, really important, and I play for tempo. I play to roam, so I think it makes sense to go for Swifties over winged moonplates. I feel like Syndra... okay. Oh, what is... yeah, that's really unnecessary of Syndra to do that. Like, just walk up like that. All she had to do was stand really far back and just use her QE. Just push, just kind of mess with Ahri a bit. Gonna try to hold the wave. Okay, she missed the... Honestly, probably not the right call to... Like, that was dangerous. And I'm really low now. But she doesn't have ultimate. She doesn't have any mana almost. Rengar is here. Maybe we can make something happen. Okay, I need to be careful here. Because I'm almost dead. Okay, I need to go back, bye, and head to lane. Grubs are spawning in not too long, so... But Rengar is bot side, so I'll just go bot. But honestly, in this situation, I could go straight to Grubs. But with Rengar being bot side, I'm opting here to... I'm just thinking that maybe I'll just go bot. I have Hex Flash. I think maybe we should go bot here, because they're pushing up. Okay, Yunari is 1 HP. I don't really like this call. Because they have priority, but maybe we can sneak it. Yeah. They don't seem to know. Okay. So their jungler checked, so they know now. But maybe we can get it. They might steal. Diego might steal. Okay, I need Syndra to help me a bit here. Okay, so we snuck it. Honestly, not a good call. Like, Rengar started that. I mean, I committed because he pinged, but honestly, yeah, that was not a good call to go for Dragon there because we did not have priority bottom, and Yunara had to recall because she was 1 HP. So yeah, I don't like that. But it worked out, but not a good call. Okay, so our Yasuo is just destroying their top. Using my Q on both grubs for just a bit of extra damage. Pretty slow game. Not much has happened. Just trying to set up a play. Yeah, it's really strange how this game is going. Is there a Mordekaiser AFK or what's going on here? Where's their ADC and where is their top? Okay, so their jungler is showing. Where's their ADC? Where's their top? Okay, so their top is showing now. I'm not sure if he DC'd or... But, you know, in those games, in games like this, where, you know, things are moving very slowly, whether he DC'd or he was just farming, like, jungle camps or something, I'm not sure, but I think this is a good example of how to play slowly. Like, sometimes you gotta play slow, sometimes there is very little action, And it's much more, it's about the macro, it's about just walking around the map. Okay, nice. I do have flash. Maybe I was a bit slow with the Q there, but he obviously spammed flash. But yeah, sometimes in slow games like this, I'm sure you've had a lot of experience with, or just experiences with those slow games where, you know, like everything seems to be going fine and you're winning, but then suddenly, slowly but surely, the enemy team starts taking over and now you're losing the game. So everything was really slow, and sometimes you might be the person, you might be the one who forces things because you feel like nothing is happening. But that's the thing, as you can see, the way that I'm playing here is the game is slow, so I'm going to play slow. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to do anything unnecessary. I'm just going to play smart, use my macro knowledge, look at the waves, put wards down, control vision, make sure that they don't have vision, and go for objectives. Keep it simple, stick to the basics, and wait for them to make mistakes, like right here. Varus is out of position, I use Hex Flash. Should be an easy kill. He's going to try to recall, but he can't. He has enough time. So he's there. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, now we can get Dragon. On my arm. Got both. Slowed both. I don't have any mana. Okay, nice. If a game is slow, my recommendation is play slow. Don't force. That's really the key thing, don't force. But I do find it strange how the enemy is playing. Like I said, this is E3, Emerald 3, and the enemy is playing... They're just very passive. Like this Viego, I'm not even sure if he's ganked a single lane. Is it because Mordekaiser got destroyed, so they just kind of lost all, like, their morale or something? Like, they just kind of gave up mentally? I'm not sure. But it's very strange how they're playing. Like, they're playing... Like, they seem to all be on autopilot, like they're not trying to win. That's the only way I can put it, they're not trying to win. So now we got Swifties and building for Solari, which is always good for team fights and so on, just to give that shield. And also for me to get some armor and MR. So Herald is spawning in 10 seconds. Don't have flash, don't have ARP, but maybe we can get this guy. If Yasuo is able to use his... Okay, he flashed. The reason why I didn't walk up was because I didn't want him to arm me. Okay. That's the thing about Mordekaiser, he's very tricky to gank because of his R. The truth is, generally I would say just don't gank him, because he can just R. And especially if you're the support, he can just R you. Yeah, this Yunara, she's forcing. Getting caught out. But anyway, he can just R you and then, you know, get a kill and turn things around. So honestly, I feel like Mordekaiser is one of those champions you should probably honestly generally leave alone, because it's so easy for him to turn things around. He presses one button and your timing and your pathing, none of it matters. You can chain roll your abilities together correctly, it doesn't matter. He just presses R on you and he's going to destroy you, most likely, if you're playing support, especially a tanky support. Like, if he Rs me, there's literally nothing I can do to, like, kill him. I can only try to survive. I'm just going to take a ton of damage. He doesn't need to fear me at all in terms of damage. But yeah, this Yunara is an example of doing the incorrect thing in this type of slow game. She is forcing kind of, or maybe it's more accurate to say that she's getting caught out of position. He used his R, so he shouldn't have his R. That's why I'm walking up now. If he had his R, I wouldn't walk up like this. But I was thinking that maybe he did have his R, and just in case I didn't want him to R me, so... I have my R. This is pretty perfect. Okay. Okay, so I died. Still feel like that was a good play by me. But maybe I forced, maybe I kind of forced a bit too much. I mean, Syndra wasn't there. Yunara wasn't there. So maybe, I mean, okay, that's a good play from them. That was a good flash from Mari. But yeah, the Syndra is just kind of like on autopilot, like she's just not thinking, it seems. And this Yunara, she's probably gonna die here. Okay, she actually got the kill. That's huge. Because of her ultimate, I guess. But anyway, yeah, the Syndra is like on autopilot or something. She's just like wandering and not doing anything. Like there's no thought behind her movement or her pathing. I don't get it. But the play that I made earlier, I think it was... Honestly, I still think it was good because the game is slow. But if there is an opportunity to do something, and that was unnecessary for Yunara to die there, but if there is an opportunity to do something, in my mind, I'm always thinking like, you know, do it, you know, go in. Trying to dodge the charm. Rengar is coming. I'm baiting. Nice. Yeah, I baited. That was 100% intentional for me. With just having really good map awareness. Yeah, that was me utilizing map awareness to make that happen. Like, did I do anything anything special, anything crazy with my champion? Maokai is obviously not that type of champion, so no. But if you're a good player, you would recognize that I made that play happen solely because of my map awareness. So Yunari's mid, then Mordekaiser's top. Okay, we need to just back off here because Rengar is not with us. He's taking dragon. If the game is slow, play it slow. Yasuo has his art. Okay, now it's like too much going on. I need to back off. Maybe I'm gonna die here. Okay, so I'm dead. Yeah, I mean the whole... Again, it was the same thing, just trying to make a play here, using my map awareness, just knowing that Yasuo was there. He could R over the wall, but it was good that I didn't do anything... Like, I didn't try to, like, force it. I was naturally waiting for the right time. But that time didn't come, so I didn't force anything, because I could have baited Yasuo to go in there if I did W and then Q. If I W'd and then Q'd, then he would have R'd and then he would have died too. So I think it was good. I think I played that really well. The only thing is, you know, maybe I just should have backed off in the first place. I shouldn't have stood there. I should have expected them to come. Well, it's looking good. They had that one nice play earlier, like... mid lane with Ahri's charm. That was good, but beyond that, like, I don't even know what the enemy team is doing. It's so strange. But I'm just gonna reiterate, just the game is slow, play it slow. Don't force. If you see an opportunity, try to take it, definitely. But If not, don't try to force anything, because you're just going to mess with the flow of the game and you might end up throwing. And that's the last thing you want when you're trying to climb. So in this situation, you might be like, so what do you play for here? There is no objective. The Baron is not up yet. So what do you play for? I would say you play for vision, jungle vision. You try to set up plays from that. So you control vision, you set up your own vision in their jungle, and then you try to see if you can make a play based on how the enemy moves, like how they path, where they go. And beyond that, you want to have priority in every lane. You want to make sure that every lane is pushed. We have supers top, so that's just naturally going to push. So then the question is, or what we should focus on is what I'm doing here. Just push mid. Go for the naked inhib. I don't like how my teammates are playing here. I feel like all we need to do here is go 4 or even 5. Literally just go as 5 here and just push down. Because we have supers pushing top as like a 6th player in a sense. So we have 6 players against 5. We need to make use of that and just push together. I have R. And flash, waiting for Yunara. Okay, we can actually, that's not bad, because now we can just get inhib. So I'm just using that to just push them off. So I did that intentionally to push them off. I set on my flash. So I can make a play. We should go bot now. Should not fight. Not mess with the game flow. Just chill. Okay. And not do that. So at this point, we might just have to go back. Okay, so they're pretty low. Maybe we can actually get this chart. Yeah, because they're not paying attention here. In Emerald, you know, players are competent mechanically, but sometimes, especially map awareness, can be really bad. Okay, so he's gonna die. I think it was still worth it to get the turret, but we probably shouldn't have gone for the inhib. We should have just gotten the turret and then backed off. So now Dragon and Baron are gonna spawn. So we should focus Dragon because it's easier to take and it's gonna make us stronger, just make the game easier. Yeah, I need to go back. I need to get wards and buy. I'm sitting on quite a lot of gold. Okay, so instead of backing, because okay. He messed up the ward. Okay, I think that was really, really smart of me. So I'm not sure if you understand completely what happened there, but it's quite simple. So like I said, I was thinking of backing to buy because I'm sitting on a lot of gold. So naturally you want to go back, you want to get stronger, use that gold, right? But I recognized that because of tempo, my tempo would be completely messed up if I did recall. So even though I didn't have any wards, I was sitting on 2 pinks. And I thought I can use that to control vision in the dragon pit. Dragon is spawning, so I can try to make a play. And then I recognized that Rakan messed up his ward. He put it out just barely outside of the bush, so he didn't know I was there. And then I took advantage of them taking scuttle. And all of that happened. I mean, I created that play, and it was simply because I recognized tempo. And I understood tempo, like what correct tempo was in that moment. So understanding tempo, sometimes you need to prioritize objectives over using all that gold that you're sitting on, even if it is 1,000 plus whatever. And that's the exact reason why, because you can make plays. If you have tempo, you can make plays from that. But knowing when to play for tempo and when not to, you know, that's of course very game dependent. Like for example, if I were really, really weak, Or if I were really low HP and also kind of weak, like imagine if I didn't have my Solari or something, like I hadn't even finished one core item or something, then maybe I would have prioritized going back, because I would, in my mind, think I'm so weak here, I'm just not useful enough. Okay, this is bad. I have my Solari, but okay, Rengar's going in. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that was so unnecessary. The Syndra and Yasuo, no idea what they were doing. We need to get these inhibs. That's what we need to do. Yeah, they got caught out, I guess. Had a good ultimate there, but that's another thing when you're playing like what I would describe as controlled supports, like tankier supports, you don't really have damage. You really need to think about when to go in and when not to go in. So I decided there, I'm going to use my R as a defensive disengage tool, not as an engage tool. And I did that consciously, and I recognized, okay, they died, they got caught out, I'm not going to force, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm just going to do exactly what I'm doing here. Just using my game knowledge to gain advantages, which is empowering the minions, and just forcing them to clear the waves, and spending time on that. Just using my game knowledge, playing the macro game, playing the map, not playing the champions, playing the map. I have my R, I have flash. Everyone has their ultimates. They're all full health. Everyone on my team is full health. I definitely want to make a play here. Either with just R or flashing in potentially. But if I do flash in, it has to be on Viego or Varus. Potentially Rakan, but or Ari. I'm just paying Cinder, spam paying. Because we need to wait for Yunara here. Like, don't force, wait for Yunara. We have the map. You know, we can look at the map. We can see where all our teammates are. So let's wait for them to come. Let's group and then do something. Okay. So now, okay, this could be game ending. Let's see. GG.